David is saying, make a joyful noise unto the Most High, all you lands. Now we know all you lands ain't gonna do it, but it's up to us. That's why I say I don't know what kind of spirit you have on you. You might be a little bit tired, might be a little bit not yourself, but let's give what we got to the Most High, okay? Because all you lands ain't gonna do it, but Israel got to do it. Verse 2.
Serve the Most High with gladness.
Serve the Most High with gladness, no matter what kind of pain you got right now, your level of strength or anxiety or whatever might be ailing you. Serve the Most High with gladness.
Yes.
And when you're sick and when you're down, same thing. Read.
Come before his presence with singing.
Right, so come before his presence with singing, which means that you have the right attitude, you have the right frame of mind. Read.
Know ye that the Most High, he is power?
That's why. So the reason why you want to come before him with gladness and come before his presence with singing is because he is the power. Okay? Know ye that the other one, he is power. Read on.
It is he that hath made us.
That's right. That's why we come before him with gladness, because we're acknowledging the power that made us. Read.
And not we ourselves.
We ain't do it ourselves. If it was up to us, we all be dead. Okay? But read on.
We are his people.
We are his people, which is an honor, which is a privilege. Not every nation is the Most High's people. Just one nation, that is the nation of Israel. So again, that's the reason why we serve the Most High with gladness, why we come before his presence with singing, because why? We are his people. Read on.
And the sheep of his pasture.
Meaning what? We're the only ones. Sheep have a tendency to get lost, but nonetheless, we are still the sheep of his pasture. We're known as what? The lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? We're still his people. Read on.
Verse 4. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving.
And that's the spirit. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving. Meaning what? You're thankful, you're appreciative, you're glad to be serving the Most High, right? We're glad to be serving the Most High. Y'all look so tired right now. I thought it was just me. I ain't even got my glasses on and y'all still look tired. I got to put my eyes on, see a bunch of tired people. All right, take my eyes off and pretend I don't see that. But read that part again, my brother.
Enter into his gates with thanksgiving.
Yes, indeed. Read on.
And into his courts with praise.
This is an honor. Read on.
Be thankful unto him and bless his name.
That's right. Be thankful unto him and bless his name. Read on.
For the Most High is good. His mercy is everlasting.
And you know, without that mercy, once again, we'd all be dead because we're not deserving. But nonetheless, because the Most High is full of understanding and merciful, you know, we give him thanks. Read.
And his truth endureth to all generations.
And that's the difference between the Most High and what's in the world. In the world is lies. They change every day. But the Most High's truth endureth to all generations. He said that he chose Israel as his people. 12 tribes of Israel. That ain't changed. You understand? Matter of fact, give me Malachi 3 and 6. But in the world, they say all kind of things. We're all his people now. We can all be Jews. Right? But the Most High never said that. The Most High said he chose Israel to be his people, and his truth endureth to all generations. Read on.
Malachi 3 and 6, right? For I am Yahweh, I change not.
Then we should all remember that. That's very important, because the world is going to tell you that he did change. In the old days, he was a warrior god, bloodthirsty, killing everybody for the children of Israel. Then he changed. He just turned into a love goddess. Okay? Now he accepts everybody. You can do what you want to do. You can have gay marriage, all of that. Read that again.
For I am Yahweh, I change not.
So we need to meditate on that, because that's very important. Read on.
Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
You're not consumed. You're not destroyed. You're not done away with. He said, I am the Most High, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. We're still here. He didn't consume us, right? So we got to remember that. We got to walk with that. We got to honor that, because that means that the kingdom to come is for the sons of Jacob, the children of Israel. That's very important. And sometimes, you know, when we hear these words, because we hear them so much, we take them for granted. And in taking it for granted, we're not showing the Most High his love, his respect, his honor. Okay, but it's also something to take pride in. So he says he's a power, the true power, and he changes not. Right? Everybody got that? Everybody got that.
Con.
Okay, don't forget that. Walk with it in your back pocket and your front pocket. Okay, put it in your mind and meditate on it, because they're going to tell you all kind of things in these last days. And one thing they're going to tell you is you ain't the people. Okay, now they got the so-called people on the news right now being bombed back to hell, but that's all right. It's supposed to be like that. You know, it's interesting that everybody looks at Israel and the land of Israel and the Israelis as being these people that we should have sympathy for. You know, we should feel sorry for them. No. What's happening to the Israelis now is what the Israelis do to the Palestinians on a daily basis. You understand? Imagine being in a place where you can't leave. You can't leave there to get a job. You can't provide for your family. You can't be independent. You can't be sovereign. You can't be none of those things. All you could do is stay in the Gaza Strip, and that's it. There was a time when they allowed you to leave, and they still do a little bit now. You had to show ID. You had to be patted down every day like you were some criminal, right? I mean,
check gates,
check gates and all that.
every day.
Palestinians was kind of wild with them rocks throwing, but that's what they had to do. They had to do that.
That's all they had.
That's all they got. They got no. Well, they used to not have any weapons, but now obviously they do, right? Right. So the point of the matter is, the Most High is going to bring a lot of attention to that land, and He's going to prove and show that these are fakes. So this sympathy campaign that they've been having on us since 1948 is about to end. Okay? All right, so now let's go to the book of Psalms 86. How we doing? All right. Psalms 86. So we're in the end of the Feast of Tabernacles. This is the last night. When the sun goes down tomorrow, Sunday night, okay, it'll be over. Psalms 86, we're going to start at verse 6.
Read out the book of Psalms, chapter 86, verse 6. Give ear, O Adawan, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. In the day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. Among the powers there is none like unto thee. Among the powers there is none like unto thee. And it's spelled G-O-D-S with a small g. What you said, Ben? So now that lowercase g is indicating that it's not the Most High. So it says, among the gods or the powers, there is none like thee. Is this saying that there are other gods? No, they're saying there's other powers in the earth, but they're all of the Most High. Everybody understand that? That's what that means. But it's saying there's none like thee. Because why? Now, there are idols also in the world, right, which people worship, but David is saying is none like the Most High. If you got to build your God and make your God, this is a piece of rock, I got to sculpt and do all kind of things and then set it up. There's none like the Most High, because I ain't had to do that for Him. He sculpted me. He made me. You understand? So therefore, I worship Him. That's the way it works. But remember, throughout history, they were always idol makers, and they were famous men. They were loved in the community because they made these great statues of these gods of Diana and Jupiter and all these people. But people just never thought about it. If I got to create you and make you, and I got to set you down, and if you fall down, I got to put you back up. Word. What kind of God are you? Think about that. Handicap. You ain't got no legs, you can't walk? Handicap. I got legs. What does that mean? I'm more of a God than you are. You can't talk. You understand? You can't talk. You know, it's so funny. So funny when you go in the book of Daniel. It can't help you. And they want to prove that this idol is not real. Oh, yeah. They feed it every day. Bell and the dragon. And they said, well, who was eating the food? You understand? Because obviously he's not the idol. But it takes a certain kind of mind to worship an idol. And unfortunately, we talk about it from the past, but is it still not being done today? Okay. Now, you might go into a Catholic church and see all these statues that people fall down before, but what about that cross? It's an idol. What about this thing that they do, the Station of the Cross and all that? That's an idol thing to do. You understand? But read on, my brother. Oh, Adawan, neither are there any works like unto thy works. The Most High is amazing. Neither are there any works like unto thy works. This whole world, sun, moon, and stars, and everything that you see, that's the work of the Most High.
So again, that's why we come before him with praise and singing. Read on.
All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee.
All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee. Now, this is a future prophecy. Right now, they're still worshiping their little idols, right? But the Most High is putting this in here because he's telling you that that is what to come. Read.
O Most High, and shall glorify thy name, for thou art great.
Now, listen to this. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Adawan, and shall what? Glorify thy name. So now they got all kind of crazy names out there, right? You know, all kind of made up names. Like, where did they get these things? But that's all right, because the Most High said he's going to return to us a pure language. And not only will the nations worship and honor the Most High's name, all Israel will. Because even amongst Israel, we have different names, right? I'm not even going to comment on that, but to say that the Most High is going to return to us that pure language that we can call on the Most High. Read on.
For thou art great and doest wondrous things.
Yes, he does. Read on.
Thou art the Most High alone.
For thou art great and doest wondrous things. Thou art power alone. Read on.
Teach me thy way.
Teach me thy ways. Teach me thy ways. That's what we need to get into. Teach me thy ways. Read on.
O Adawan, I will walk in thy truth.
Go ahead.
Unite my heart to fear thy name.
Unite my heart to fear thy name. And that's what we're doing right now. We're saying to the Most High, teach me thy ways, because we don't want to learn the way of the heathen of the nations. Came up on that. They didn't get us nowhere. A lot of our people, the majority of our people, are still into the ways of the nations. Okay, so we got to make sure that we are united with the Most High. We learn his ways and we keep his ways. We don't fall for temptations, because there are certain times when they're having certain gatherings that you might get weak. You ain't seen auntie such and such and uncle such and such a long time, right? Well, let me just go over there and no, don't go over there and see nothing. Okay, because next thing you know, they got the food all laid out, right? And you know what you want to do, not just see auntie such and uncle see. You want to get a little bite, right? That's the temptation. But read that last verse again.
Unite my heart to fear thy name.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Unite my heart to fear thy name. Fear the Most High, to know that when these things are happening, we're not supposed to take part in that. So read it from the top. Teach me thy way.
Teach me thy way, O Adawan. I will walk in thy truth.
Exactly.
Unite my heart to fear thy name.
Now from there, go to Jeremiah 10 and 1. It says what? Teach me thy way. This world doesn't know the way of the Most High. We coming back into the word, into the truth, we're learning the ways of the Most High. But we should always desire to learn more and to advance and to grow. Jeremiah 10 and 1.
Read out of Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Adawan speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he's speaking to us, the Israelites. Read.
Thus said the Adawan, learn not the way of the heathen.
So he says, teach me thy way. But then he comes back and says, learn not the way of the heathen. Why? Why should we not learn the way of the heathen? Read that again.
Thus says the Adawan, learn not the way of the heathen.
Hold that. Give me Psalms 96 and 5. Why should we not learn the way of the heathen? Aren't they righteous people too? They're portrayed on our televisions as being righteous. You see them marching to church on Sunday, just we do, like we do, right? So why are their ways not okay? You got to know these things, because sometimes, again, your heart might get a little bit softish, you know, and you want to partake, or maybe you mispartaken. But Psalms 96 and 5 says this.
Psalms chapter 96, verse 5. For all the powers of the nations are idle.
Now read what it says.
For all the gods of the nations are idle.
That's why we should not learn the ways of the nations, because their gods are idols. Okay, they're not into the Most High. They're not into the ways of the Most High. They're not into what David said, teach me thy way. They don't want to know that way. They want to worship Diana. They want to worship Zeus. They want to worship all these different idols. They don't want to give their strength to the Most High. They don't want to come with joy. And why? Because he's not in their minds. He's not in their heart. His ways are contrary to their ways. What they want to do, he's not into that. He's not accepting that. So you understand that today they've changed them all together. Okay? They've gotten rid of the biblical power of God, so to say, and they've erected and created a new one that accepts them. That's why now you see gay marriages going on in the churches. That's why now you see all kind of foolishness going on, even in our churches. Because even us as a people don't want to deal with the Most High. But the Most High says what? Go back to, finish that.
But the other one made the heavens.
There you go. Read it from the top again real quick before you go.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
That's the first one. And remember that. The nations worship, they don't worship the Most High, they worship idols. Read on.
But the other one made the heavens.
Remember that. Remember those two statements. Remember those two statements. Now go back to Jeremiah 10. Very important that we learn these things. Because the closer we get to the end, the more they're going to try to convince you of all kind of madness. Okay? And sometimes you'll be watching programs that you think are reputable, and they'll come out with some madness. But we've discovered that, God isn't real. We've searched out all space, and we ain't seen him yet. We done traveled millions of miles looking for his face. Ain't seen him yet. And remember, when you go into the book of Revelation, it says there's a lot of things that's going to happen that, if possible, it might deceive who? The elect.
Very elect.
So don't sit there thinking it ain't going to happen. No, be on your guard. Jeremiah 10.
Read out of Jeremiah 10, chapter 10, verse 2. Thus said the Adawan, learn not the way of the heathen.
Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Now the Most High says what? All the gods of the heathen are idols. Then he said he made the heavens. So I want you to read that again.
Thus said the Adawan, learn not the way of the heathen.
Because we understand that they don't worship him. They worship idols. Read on.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Because he made the heavens. What do the nations do? The heathen? They worship the heavens. They base their religion, they base their lives on the heaven. The movement of the sun. Even though they're going to tell you in astrology the sun moves, but then they come back to science and say that, oh, the sun doesn't move, the earth moves. But that's nonsense, right? They'll tell you the movement of the moon and the astrological signs and all of that. All of these things, they study the heavens. And the study of the heaven has been going on since the time of Babel. Okay? It's been going on since then because they wanted to understand how to get power. They wanted knowledge. So read that.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Because the Most High is going to create signs in heaven. You understand? He's going to create all kinds of things that you're going to see. Storms, full moons. He's going to create eclipses and all that, right? But the Most High is saying, don't be dismayed at that. Because why? The heathen are dismayed at that. Don't be afraid. These things happen for a sign. Not to make you afraid, but to give you understanding. Remember when Yahushua was born, there was a certain star. Remember that. But he did that as a sign. He said, this is the sign of the most wonderful thing that happened. Okay? So it wasn't to make you afraid, but to show you that you're blessed. Read.
For the heathens are dismayed at them.
They're dismayed. And because they're dismayed, they make up all kind of things. Oh, we got to worship that North Star right there. It's an eclipse. Oh, God is mad at us. December 21st, the sun is dying. Let's pray for the sun. That's how you get Christmas, by the way. You understand what I'm saying? But that's because they're dismayed at the heaven. They don't understand. But this book has been around all along, right? And it's explaining to you, don't be worried about those things. Read on.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
This is why the Most High said, learn not the way of the heathen. This is what he's talking about. They do vain things. Start from the top again.
For the customs of the people are vain.
They have customs, not laws. Christmas is a custom. Easter is a custom. You understand? This is what the book is talking about. Did it come from the Most High? Did it come from his law? No. Read that again.
For the customs of the people are vain.
The word vain means what? Without use.
Foolish.
Foolishness. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
And this all came from what? Babel again. Semiramis, the wife and mother of Nimrod, right? She created this nonsense. Talking about you got to cut the tree from the forest, okay? You got to put it in your house, but you got to nail it down. Back then, they said you got to nail it down. Because if you don't nail it down, it's going to come and get you in the middle of the night and kill you. You understand? So this is how this thing they call Christmas started. But before that, they had this giant tree, and what they did was they would sacrifice children and put them on the tree. Okay, so by doing that, they put fear into the people. So now when Jeremiah is talking about it here, he's referring to what they did. Read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
To me. Sounds like a Christmas tree to me, right? Now y'all remember them old memories when you was a little itty bitty and you wanted to decorate the tree? Remember that?
Yeah.
This is what you was doing. Ignorantly. But now that you've learned that the ways of the heathen are wrong, you know that you shouldn't do that. That's why I said don't be tempted by going over to the family gathering, talking about you just want to see Auntie Sue, Uncle Larry, and all of them. Okay? Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Yeah, back then they used real silver and real gold.
That it moved not.
Now you go to the dollar store and get your, you know. Right? But it said what? Read that last precept again.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it moved not.
Because they didn't want the tree to come kill them in the middle of the night, like Semiramis said it would. Okay? But this is how this tradition started. But the Most High is speaking against it, and the description here is very descriptive. It's very on point to me, I should say. Right? You can't read this and not get a Christmas tree. And if you do, something wrong with you. Go ahead.
Another thing is the Babylonian word for children or child is Yule. So when you see the fire burning, the log is a Yule log,
right.
But it's actually a child being burned.
Right, exactly. Right, so read on.
Verse 5, they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs to be born.
Meaning what? They need to be moved. You have to move them. So when we're talking about the idols that people make and people create, if you have to born it or move it, what does that mean? It ain't nothing. It ain't no God. It ain't nothing. Read.
Because they cannot go.
They can't go on their own. But they told a lie. Yes, it can. If you don't nail that tree down, it's going to come and kill you in the middle of the night. Okay, but you make sure you cut it down and bring it to your house and nail it down. Okay, read on.
Be not afraid of them.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that lie that they told you that it's going to come and kill you. Read.
For they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Exactly. So they can't come and kill you, but they can't bless you either. Plain and simple. They can't kill you. They can't bless you. It's just a tree, a dead tree at this point.
You're right.
Go ahead.
For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Adawan, thou art great.
Thou art great.
And thy name is great in might.
We don't have to move the Most High. We don't have to decorate the Most High. We didn't create the Most High. He created us. So that's why we say he is great. This is why we honor him and worship him. Plain and simple. Okay? Read verse 7.
Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doeth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee.
There is none like unto thee. Okay? So, you know, you had so many different nations with so many different idols and so many so-called gods. And, you know, Israel being the curious creature that it is, when we would defeat these nations, we would take their idols, which is dumb. Just took you down, but I'm taking your God. Your God couldn't protect you, but I'm going to take you. What am I going to do with him? Bathe him and put him in the bed? Because he can't do nothing for me. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what we did back then. Now we do it on a level of what we see with our eyes. People go church hopping. Let me go over to this door. They got the Baptists over here. Well, let me go over. They got the Pentecostal over there. Let me just try something. And it's so convenient now in our neighborhoods. They got all these churches on the same block.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we're doing. Okay? Same nonsense. But we feel that we're not getting what we want. There's something missing. Let me try this other door and that other door, and you never get it. You never get it. But it says what in verse 6?
For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Adawan, thou art great, and thy name is great in might.
Mm-hmm. Now read verse 8.
Verse 8, but they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanity.
A doctrine of vanity, foolishness. Now go to Mark 7 and 5. So I'm proud to call myself an Israelite. I'm proud to have the Most High's knowledge that he's given me. I am proud to know his ways. I'm proud to have studied and learned his ways, and we should all be. Okay? So instead of me being excited about some Christmas or Easter, I'm excited about the Feast of Tabernacles, man. I'm excited about Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's what I'm excited about. You understand that that's where we have to be spiritually now, which means that we've grown. Mark chapter 7, verse 5.
Read out of Mark chapter 7, verse 5. Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders?
Now, this is from the past when Yahushua was on the earth. And he asked the Pharisees, who were Israelites, but were pretenders. How come your disciples don't walk according to the tradition of the elders? This is what we're talking about. Yahushua is showing you, it's going to show you that we had this problem from way back. Way back, some of our forefathers, not all of them, walked according to the tradition. It didn't say law. In the book of Jeremiah, we read a word called custom. So custom now and tradition is very similar. Okay? It's not the law of the Most High, it's tradition of men. Read it from the top.
Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands?
Now, when I read that, it sounds so simple to me. Like, how could you be so simple? Why are you talking about washing hands to me instead of talking about something more important like the Most High's law? Why are you not telling me about the Feast of Tabernacles? Why are you not teaching me about something that's significant and relevant to the Most High and me, its spiritual growth? You're talking to me about washing my hands. What that got to do with anything? Well, let's read on.
Verse 6, he answered and said unto them.
Yahushua was smart, man. Beautiful. He knew how to speak to them and how to shut them down. This is what we're trying to learn, to shut the family members, not to disrespect them, but show them that I'm not going to your Christmas party, man. I don't need to be there. Read on.
Well has Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites.
Don't want to be a hypocrite. You don't want to be a hypocrite. But read on. He's saying the Pharisees were hypocrites. We don't want to be Pharisees. We don't want to be pharisaical. We don't want to be hypocrites. We want to be true to the Most High. Read.
As it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me.
And that describes a Pharisee. Okay, with their lips, they pretend to be so wise in the marketplace, in the open. Look at me, I got on all white. Check me out.
Yeah.
I've been fasting. I'm a Pharisee, but you're a fake. None of us want to be fakes. Read.
Howbeit in vain do they worship me.
Because you're not getting nowhere. There's that word vain again, right? In vain. We don't want to do things in vain. We don't want to do things where there's no profit to it. We're not getting anywhere. We don't want to come here every Shabbat and high holy days and it's not profiting us. Okay? Read.
Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
And that is the downfall of man. That is the downfall of Israel. Read that last precept again.
Teaching for doctrines and the commandments of men.
When did man make a commandment? When did man make a commandment that can give you life? He said, honor your mother and your father for what? Longevity, life. He's saying, teaching for doctrines of what? The commandments of men. Instead of teaching the commandments of the Most High, they teach the commandments of men. You understand? This is what the Pharisees did. We know people like this. Okay? We choose to stay away from people like this, but even more important, we choose not to be like that. Read.
For laying aside the commandments of Yahweh.
They put it aside. Said, have no other gods before me. Don't make any idols. They put all that aside. Read on.
ye hold the tradition of men.
And put the, in other words, they put the commandment of men above the commandment of the Most High. Read.
As the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Right. He made it sound simple, right? Because it is simple. They lay aside the commandment of the Most High. He put it like this: even if it's on a Shabbat day, they want to do all of this because it's more important. I got to get my pots shiny. Put them down. And then they make the excuse, but I got to make the house look good for the Shabbat, right? It's an excuse. Understand? It's what people do. People make excuses. People do things so that they appear to be pleasing the Most High. Okay, read on.
And many other such things like things ye do. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of Yahweh, that ye may keep your own tradition.
One of the things that we did, brothers and sisters, there's a law that says the child has to be circumcised on the 8th day. You had people secretly doing it on the Shabbat. Now think about that. Does that make sense? Do you break a law to keep a law? Do you break a law to keep a law? Think about that. If I was born and then the 8th day happens to be on the Shabbat day, do you circumcise? No, you don't. But read that last precept again.
Full well ye reject the commandment of the Yahweh.
And the reason why Yahushua is saying this is because a lot of times we do things in an ignorant state of mind. A lot of times we do things by following. In other words, not thinking about something as simple as what I said. Do you circumcise me on the 8th day if it's on the Shabbat day? What is more important, keep the Shabbat day or circumcising me on the 8th day?
Keeping the Shabbat.
Then people say, I don't know. I don't know. The law says circumcise you on the 8th day, but then it says no work on the Shabbat. What should I do? What should I do? Is my son going to be rejected if he's not circumcised on the 8th day, which happens to fall on the Shabbat? I use wisdom. Got to use wisdom. Okay? But again, when people are not thinking, they do things or they follow people doing things. Read on.
That ye may keep your own tradition.
Your own tradition. Christmas is a tradition. As much as our people and our nation want to call it celebrating the birth of Christ, it's a tradition, it's a custom of the heathen. Easter, custom of the heathen, of the nations, that we've adopted and calling it what? Righteous. Think about it. New Year's Eve, church is packed at 11 p.m. because they want to bring in the New Year's in church. Right? They don't clean their houses, right? Because you got to do that. You got to do that, right? You put on your Sunday best, you go to church. You know you tired. You know you tired. Up in the church, bucking all over. Is it midnight yet? Right? But you want to be there because why? You want to follow the customs of men. You said, no, I got to be in church. Somebody once told me something too. You can't be in the house at the stroke of 12 on New Year's Eve. I'm like, what do you mean? You can't be in the house because if you're in the house when the New Year starts, that's where you're going to be all year. I said, where did you get that piece of wisdom? Where did you get that piece of wisdom?
That's real, though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
but
real.
People believe these things and do these things, but read that last precept again.
That ye may keep your own tradition.
That is a tradition. And when we do traditions, we become what? Fools. Because the customs of the nations are foolishness. So we have what? Laws that the Most High gave us. And we should love and be proud of these laws. Okay? Because it makes us the people of the Most High. He chose us to be the people, his people. Let's leave from there, go to the book of Leviticus chapter 23, verse 4. Because if in the world we learned about Christmas and Easter, we learned about Thanksgiving, we learned about Halloween. These are the customs and the traditions of men. Well, what does the Most High want us to do? What does he want us to do? Leviticus 23, verse 4.
Read out the book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High.
This is what the Most High wants you to do. These are the feasts of the Most High. You're not going to find Christmas here. You're not going to find Halloween or nothing like that that the world celebrates. Christmas and what's the other one? Valentine's Day. Those 2 days are the most two commercialized days in America, the world. People spend more money on those 2 days than any other day ever. You understand? They're buying gifts for each other. But buying a gift and sending in a gift is a part of the customs of the heathen. You understand? Most High didn't tell us to do that on those days. So read that again.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High.
These are the feasts of the Most High. Read verse 3.
6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Shabbat of rest, and the holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein.
You shall do no work therein. Read on.
It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
In all your dwellings, no matter where you are, no matter what country you are, no matter what part of the world you are, the Sabbath day is something that the Most High created, and it should be observed. Okay? It doesn't say only in Israel. I want to emphasize that, because some people have this theory and thought that you could only keep the Sabbath land of Israel. No. It says that. Read that again, the last precept.
You shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
In all your dwellings. Read on.
These are the feasts of the Most High, even the holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
So to put it plainly, these are the feasts or the festivals of the Most High. This is what he told us to do. Even holy convocations, meaning what? True gatherings. Holy means true. Convocations are gatherings. True gatherings. This is when you're truly supposed to gather. It's not going to be Christmas. It's not going to be, what's the other one? Thanksgiving. That's when the house is full of people, right? That's not what he said. You ain't going to find it right here. True convocations, holy convocations, true gatherings. Read on, my brother.
In the 14th day.
Hold on now. Read that last precept of 4.
Oh, these are the feasts of the Most High, even the holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Which ye, the children of Israel, shall proclaim in their seasons. Okay? You're supposed to proclaim that in their seasons. When is Passover?
Spring.
Spring. The beginning of the year. When is Tabernacles?
Fall.
In the fall. And it makes so much sense. If you really look at it, it makes so much sense. You are being told and given the secrets of the Most High. He's saying, this is how you stay in tune with the world that I made for you. In the beginning of the year, you're going to celebrate Passover, which is to remember when you were in Egypt and I saved you. But it's the beginning of the year. You understand? So in the beginning of the year, you're going to do a sacrifice, which is what? The Feast of Unleavened Bread. You're going to do that unto me, which all points to Yahushua. Okay? Which all points to Christ. But the point of the matter is, the Most High's feast makes perfect sense in accordance to the way that the earth operates. Read on.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover.
Right. Now verse 7.
In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So you have the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, verse 10.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Because you're thanking the Most High for the increase. What you planted, this is very simple. What you planted in what we call the fall, which will be now, you're going to reap that in the spring. But you're thanking for the Most High for the rain that he gave you at that time to make the land fertile, right? And then you'll reap the increase, because then again, in the spring, he has to give you another rain to make the land soften, because it's been hardened through the hard winter.
Right.
You understand? But everything makes perfect sense if you follow his timeline and follow his holidays. Okay? His holy days. Read on.
And he shall wave the sheaf there before the Most High.
So the priest will wave the sheaf before the Most High, which is what? The sheaf come from what? The first fruit, which is the barley and the wheat. So we're waving it before the Most High, saying, we thank you, we acknowledge you for giving us the rain. We acknowledge you for giving us the increase. Okay? So this is how you what? Not only be the people of the Most High and be in tune with the earth, but you be in tune with the Most High. This is how we are the Most High's people. Okay? Not by going to church and jumping up around, up and down the aisles, and say, oh, hallelujah, I got the whole, no, that ain't got nothing to do with it. That's nonsense. That's uncleanness. Read on.
to be accepted for you.
Yes, sir.
On the morrow after the Shabbat, the priest shall wave it.
Now let's go to verse 15.
Verse 15, and ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Shabbat, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right, which is going to give us what? First fruits. Okay, so now let's jump down to what? Verse 24.
Verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation.
So during Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, we will wave the sheaf before the Most High, acknowledge him, thank you for giving us the increase. Okay, then in the 7th month, we're going to do what? We're going to blow the horns and thank the Most High. Why? Because now we're going to start off with the Feast of blowing of the trumpets, but we're going into what? The beginning of the end of the agricultural season. Okay, this is a time now when we're in today. Today we would have done, before today we would have done what? Gathered all our fruits. Gathered all the fruits. But see, we're thanking the Most High for giving us that increase. So like I said, if you really think about the high holy days of the Most High, they're in tune with the way that the earth operates. If you now keep this law, you're in tune with the earth, you're in tune with the Most High, you're in tune with nature, everything. Right? People say, oh, people always say, I want to be more spiritual. I want to be close to nature. This is what you're reading right here. This is how you do it. But they try to give you all kind of crazy ways. You got to do this and you got to do that. Climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest sea. People get confused. People say, I want to be closer to God. You want to be closer to God? This is how you do it. Right here. This is how you do it. He's showing you how to do it, but he only showed it to his people. Everybody understand it? Give me Psalm 147:19. Okay. He only showed it to his people because he said the ways of the nations are what?
Foolish.
Foolishness. The gods of the nations are idols. You understand? So you got to put it all together and say that we are what? A blessed people. The Most High created us to be his people, created us to love us, then he also created us to be ambassadors to these foolish nations. Because they don't know better. They wasn't given it, man. Psalm 147:19.
We ought to watch Psalms 147:19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Unto who?
Unto Jacob.
Read it again.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
And the word that he's talking about is what we've been reading, his law. The high holy days, the seasons, what you do in them, why you do it. Read.
And his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
He showed that unto Jacob. He didn't show it to the other nations. Read on.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Read that again, because you might have thought I made that up.
He has not dealt so with any nation.
From the top.
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation.
So in other words, he only showed his wisdom to us. He gave us this understanding. You understand? Now, in the other nations and in the world, what do they do? They create all kind of material and to force the earth. You understand? They create, give me some names. They create, what's the term of that thing? All kind of materials to force the earth to produce. Okay, but it's not about forcing the earth to produce. Before you plant your seed, you pray to the Most High and you ask him to bless it. Okay? You thank the Most High when it's blessed and when it's produced. You understand? He only showed that wisdom to Israel. We just read that. So I don't need any harsh chemicals on my GMO, thank you, on my corn. You understand?
Extra fertilizers.
Fertilizers. We're raping the earth with these things, raping the earth. But that's not the process that we just read. Okay, the process we just read is that when we plant in the fall, we pray to the Most High for the rain. That's the fertilizer. Silly, right? Simple. I'm so simple, right? That's the fertilizer. But you know that the land needs the rain. You pray to the Most High. He gives you the rain. Here comes the spring now. You pray to the Most High again that he gives you another rain to soften the earth so that everything can come up. All right? Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 23.
Let me finish that.
Go ahead, my brother.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
They have not known them.
Praise ye the Most High.
Khan, he didn't show it to the nations and they don't know his judgments. They don't. That's why this world is the way it is right now. Go to Leviticus 23:27.
Now the book of Leviticus chapter 23 verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
Because the Most High gave that day, that precious day, to us. He gave that precious day to the children of Israel, where we can afflict our souls. We can fast and do what? Go before our true power, our true creator, that doesn't need us to move him from left to right, and say, please forgive me for what I've done. Did we not just read that he didn't give that to the other nations? So that means I don't need to go into Catholic church, sit in a chair and say, forgive me, God, forgive me, priest, whatever, for I've sinned, or however they say it. Why am I saying that to a man? Forgive me, Father, if I have sinned. That's what they say, right? Why am I doing that? What's this man gonna do to me? Give me 2 Hail Marys and a da-da-da, and my sin is forgiven? Does he have that power? No, but the Most High gave us a day called the Day of Atonement, that we can do that with him. We can go before him, which again all points to Yahushua, who was sacrificed. Christ died and was sacrificed for us. All of these high holy days point to Christ, point to Yahushua. Okay, now from there, we go to verse 32.
Verse 32. It shall be unto you.
I'm sorry, you go to 34.
Verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Most High. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. On the 8th day ye shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High.
Good.
It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. These are the feast of the Most High.
Say that again, my brother.
These are the feast of the Most High.
It's not Christmas, it's not Thanksgiving. These are the feasts of the Most High. He listed them. But again, at the top of the chapter, it's telling what it says what? Leviticus 23:1. And the other one spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto who? The children of Israel. That's who we are. And say unto them, concerning the feast of the other one, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. So there should be no confusion. So when you read verse 37, read that again.
These are the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drinks offering, everything upon his day.
Exactly. Read on.
Besides the Sabbath of the Most High, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Most High, also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land.
And that's the key thing. You got to remember that. This is also called the Feast of Ingathering. We would have gathered in our fruits because of what the harsh winter that's about to come, the dry season. Read on.
You shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
And that's why we're here tonight. This is the 8th day or 8th night. We're having the Sabbath, the assembly, and we're here to thank the Most High. Now, we're not in the land, and we're not dependent upon the land like we used to be, but we don't want to take the Most High for granted. Just because you can go to Costco or Rite Aid, not Rite Aid? You can go to Pathmark. I know it's not there no more, but I miss me some Pathmark.
Shop and stop.
Right. Walmart.
Same thing.
And get you some fruits, right? I used to like me some stuff. Well, I still like ShopRite. Not bad. But I'm not going, just because I can go to ShopRite any time of the year and get my fruits don't mean I don't thank the Most High.
That's right.
Just because I didn't plant it don't mean I don't thank the Most High.
That's right.
Just because I can get all these things don't mean I don't keep the high holy days of the Most High. Read on.
Also, on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Most High 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
Right.
And you shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Most High your power.
So this is how
7 days.
This is how we made our original tents, right? We would gather the boughs of the trees and the thick trees and the willows and so forth, and it's a representation of the time when we were in the wilderness. That's what that means. And if you really think about most of these high holy days, it's pointing you back to the time of the wilderness when we didn't have a stable land or a stable place to be. So the Most High says, when you're in the land, I want you to remember how it was when you were in the wilderness. So if you're going from the Passover to Tabernacles, it all points to that. And it all points to what? Yahushua points to Christ. Read on.
And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Most High 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
So it's not talking about the Italians. It's not talking about the Germans. It's talking about what? All that are Israelite born shall dwell in booths. Why? Because it was the Israelites that was in the wilderness dwelling in tents for 40 years. So you got to put it together, and the Most High is trying to show you, I want you to remember that. Remember that. Read.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt.
Exactly.
I am the Most High, your power.
I am the Most High, your power. I'm telling you what's good for you. I am telling you what I want you to do. I am telling you what I want you to remember. Don't remember something called Christmas or Easter. So now that you're an adult, you have to forget the things that you were taught as a child. And remember now what the Most High wants you to do. Read.
And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of the Most High.
Exactly. And like it says, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths. In other words, we're supposed to pass down this knowledge.
Right.
We're supposed to pass down these customs of the Most High. This is our tradition of the Most High. This is what? The law of the Most High. This is what we're supposed to teach our children. Not about Santa Claus, you know, and them bunnies that lay eggs and all that. Okay? Because that all leads to paganism. You understand? You got to really think about these things. And, you know, when we were younger, we didn't know no better. But now that we know better, we have to do better. Let's leave from there and go to Proverbs 6:23. Proverbs 6:23. Now, you always gonna get that family member. What's wrong with Easter? Ain't never hurt nobody.
Only a bunny.
Ain't never heard nobody Easter. Some Easter eggs. What's wrong with some Easter eggs? We go Easter egg hunting and all of that. They ain't never heard nobody. It's for the children. It's for the children, right?
Yeah.
Christmas. What's wrong with some gifts under the tree? They ain't heard nobody. Them little babies need that. They need that. No, they don't need that. Okay? They don't need you telling them lies about Santa Claus brought them gifts and all that foolishness. They need the truth. Proverbs 6:23.
Read out of Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandments is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instructions are the way of life.
For the commandment is a lamp. It shows you the right way. Okay, you need a lamp when you're in the dark. A lamp will lead you and help you to find your way. A lot of us are lost. The commandments will find you. Then it goes on and says, and the law is what? Light. The law of the Most High is light in this dark world. Scripture says what? The world will be in darkness. But with that law, you will see with the light. Then it says what? And the reproofs of instructions are the way of life. So in other words, you were born into a world where you were taught lies and customs and you followed it. But now you have the reproofs of instructions of the Most High, of life. Read.
to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
And it can be a woman, but it also can be what?
Man.
The ways of the world. Okay? The ways of the world. Let's leave there. We go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, because if the question is ever, should we still keep the high holy days? This is a big question right now in the churches, because they know that what they're doing is wrong. So a lot of them are having councils and meetings saying, do we as Christians, that's what they say, do we as Christians need to keep the Sabbath? Exactly. Do we need to keep, the high holy days? Believe it or not, this is what they're talking about right now. So what is the answer? 1 Corinthians 5 and 7.
We're out of the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, for even Yahushua, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Right, so it's all about Yahushua. It points to Yahushua. Read verse 8.
Therefore, let us keep the feast.
And this the leaven that it's talking about is all of this foolishness that we were taught. And so you got to purge that out. You got to get to a point in your life that you're not tempted on December 24th. You're not tempted on December 25th. Okay? Your phone rings and baby, you ain't coming over for some of this ham hock? Well, we got a whole lot of stuff in there. Turkey was done just the way you want. It's not dry. It's not dry, okay? Come over and get you some of this. You know you love you some candy yams. Right? Oh, okay, you ain't coming out. I'll make you a plate. Right? You got to get to the point where you purge out all of that madness out of your mind and out of your system. I don't want your food. I love you, but you're into a heathen custom. I don't want that. Now, you might say, well, okay, I ain't going over there, but what's wrong with the food? Why can't I get a plate, man? Why can't I get a plate? Just a little bit of, a little turkey and a little, gotta get me some gravy, right? Then potatoes and all of that, why can't I get a plate? What's wrong with that? Why not, man? I'm not going over there with the trees and they talking about Santa Claus and all that. Why? Because the Most High, read verse 6 again, man. Or verse 7 again.
Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Purge all of that madness out. Because it's leaven, it grows, and it grows. Read on.
That ye may be a new lump.
You got to be a new person, a new creation. And in that new creation, you keep the laws of the Most High, the feast of the Most High. You divorce yourself from the world and the ways and the customs of the world. Read on.
As ye are unleavened.
You now are unleavened. Meaning what? You're without the sinful ways of the world. Okay? You are a new creature. Read on.
For even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
So now you understand, it wasn't about Christmas and Christ. It had nothing to do with him. It's the Passover. That's the proper education that you give to your children and to yourself. Verse 8 again.
Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven.
Now, what feast is he talking about? Read on.
Not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
He's talking about the Passover. Passover. Let us keep that. In other words, let's not keep it like how we kept Christmas. Because there was a fight or two during Christmas. Come on now. Somebody had to argue, that last piece of leg was mine while you took it, right? You ain't gonna leave me some of the candy jams, man. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not keep it with that type of mind frame, because that's the way of the world. Let's keep it with the new leaven, unleavened. You understand what I'm saying? Read on. Matter of fact, it says what? Therefore, let us keep the feast with old leaven, I can't even see, I'm sorry. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice, which is hatred and wickedness, but what?
But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Be sincere now. Be sincere with the new knowledge that you got, new wisdom that you got. Be sincere with the feast of the Most High. Okay? And from there, we go to the book of, almost done. What do you know? John chapter 7. We keep the feast with sincerity. You have to be sincere. When it comes to the Feast of Trumpets, you keep it with sincerity. You're true. Okay? You're making an announcement to the Most High that you're thankful for what He's done for you. You might not be gathering fruits or getting ready to gather fruits within a couple of days, but you're thankful that He has given you blessings. When it comes to the Day of Atonement, you're sincere. Whatever leaven is in you, you're sincere to get it out. If you need to apologize, apologize. If you need to apologize to the Most High, you do that. You need to apologize to each other, you do that. Somebody on your, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. There'll be somebody on your job that ain't got nothing to do with the truth, but you know you disrespected that individual. You as one being in the truth, yeah, you apologize to that man or woman. Get that old leaven out of you, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's very important that we are sincere with the word of the Most High. It says what? But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and what? Truth. Truth. We have to be truthful to each other. So now when it comes to the Feast of Tabernacles, again, you're sincere because you're thankful for what the Most High has given you. You're thanking Him for the increase. This is all very important. You know, and sometimes, unfortunately, just due to our lives and our burdens and our jobs, we do things half-heartedly. But we got to learn how to come on the next level and be sincere and truthful. Okay? We're going to John chapter 7, verse 2, right?
Read out the book of John, chapter 7, verse 2. Now the Jews' feast of tabernacle was at hand. His brethren therefore said unto him, Depart hence and go into Judea, that thy disciples also may see the work that thou doest. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly. If thou do these things, show thyself to the world. For neither did his brethren believe in him.
Right. And that's the thing we're going to go through in life. You're not going to find family members and friends that believe in you. And Yahushua went through this. You're going to find people that are going to put doubt in your mind and tell you you're stupid. You ain't got to keep the Old Testament laws no more, right? They're going to tell you these things. You're going to feel alone. A lot of times, Yahushua felt alone. You understand? Even with a big old crowd in front of him, he would feel alone. Because you understand, man, majority of these people just want to be fed. They just wait until I say, okay, I'm done. And now they want the bread, right? And the fish. Think about it. You understand? So a lot of times, you're going to feel the same. This truth will bring you into a place where you are alone. People might not talk to you no more, call you no more. Okay, because while they're talking about wickedness, you're talking about righteousness. They want to get the recipe on how to make ham hocks. What you gonna tell them? Are you gonna still give them the recipe talking about, well, I ain't doing it? No, you're gonna tell them, I don't do that anymore. So why would they call you back? So you're gonna feel alone. You're gonna feel as if you're being punished sometimes. Okay, but it's not that you're being punished. It's just that the Most High, like the Sabbath day, has separated you. Okay? He has sanctified you. It says that He sanctified the Sabbath day, right? He separated the Sabbath day, right, from the other 6 days of the week. But He made the Sabbath day special. He's making you special. Okay, but you have to learn how to endure that loneliness. You have to learn how to endure feeling as if people don't like you anymore, which might mean your own mother or father, right? You have to learn how to be close to the Most High as you're learning the ways of the Most High. You have to take that now. You have to make the family and the people that you meet that are also on the same course of you as you are, your family. You have to find new family. Okay? There have been a few Hanukkahs, right? Where it fell close to Christmas or on Christmas Day, right? Now, some people had a bit of indecision on that day. I go to mama's house or go to the temple. What should I do? What should I do? But the whole point of the matter is it is a no-brainer, right? But some people, because they grew up doing that, you see, I'm glad you said that. Because when you and I say it's a no-brainer, it's because we've been doing this thing for 30-something years, man. What about the man or the woman or the brother or the sister that's just been doing it for a year or 2 or 5 years? They get them urges again. Man, I sure do miss mom and just being around the table and just talking to them, man. This is the only time of the year I get to see such and such and such and such, right? You're going to get them urges. But, you know, you're a new lump. And you got to put away that leaven. And putting away that leaven might leave you feeling away. But that's why now you look forward to the Feast of Tabernacles. You look forward to dwelling in tents. You look forward to Passover. You have to bring yourself on a new level now, being a new lump. Okay, you don't want to let these things affect you. Okay, we're now in October. Next month, they're going to do what? They're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Right? You used to make the table as a little man, a little woman. You put the forks here and the dishes here, and your mom would, no, don't put that over there, and you would feel proud when the table looked all nice and pretty, right? Because you did that. And I'm talking to you in this way in fashion because I understand that. We should all understand that. So when other people come to you, you should be able to understand that. Okay? When they say something to you like, man, I just want to go over there and see how the place look and smell and walk out. I just want to get a quick little sniff and walk out, right? Because that urge is in them. They grew up like that. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. I grew up putting a tree together, and I used to love that too. They used to leave me all alone. Here's the box. Here's the tree. Go, do your thing. And I used to make me a special little Christmas tree. And everybody used to say, wow, how you made it look so good. The lights and the fake gold and whatever you want to call it, the trimming, right? So it became a thing of pride for me as a child. But when I came into this word, matter of fact, before I came into this word, when I became a 5%er, I had to put that away. Can't talk about peace garden. There's a Christmas tree in your house, right? Or you walk with a box of gifts, right? Peace God. What's today's mathematics? What you got behind you, man? Right? But then I came into the word and I had to put the 5% thing to put it away. You understand? So we go through different steps in life, but it's called growth. Now I don't miss Christmas. I don't miss Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, Columbus Day on Monday is Thanksgiving in Canada, and I got a large family in Canada. You understand? And I used to drive up there back in the day, and have Thanksgiving with them. I'm telling you the truth, man. I'm making myself naked in front of you. Not talking about the clothes, but just talking about the history. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to show you that this is what we went through, how we grew up, and that's why when the Bible talks about customs and traditions of men, it becomes embedded in you, okay? From a child up. Now, your mother, your father, your grandmother didn't know no better. They went to church every Sunday with the Bible here. And from here, the Bible went there. And they opened up the Psalm book, and they sang the Psalms. They never really read the Bible. They never really read the Bible, my brother.
Could I read this real quick?
Go ahead.
Just a verse, brother. This is just like how you breaking it down. Titus 3:3. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. But after that, the kindness and love of the Most High, our Savior, towards man appeared, not by works or righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us by the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. So we are washed. We are saved. Okay, the spilling of the blood of Yahushua brought us back to the Most High, readopted us back to the Most High. Okay, so now that we come into the Word, we have to go hard for the Most High. Okay? John 7:9.
7:9?
Matter of fact, read verse 8. Matter of fact, I don't know if you read 7. Did you read 7 and 7?
No, I did. I didn't. I stopped at 6. I stopped before his reply.
Okay, so read verse
6.
6, yeah.
Then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not come yet, but your time is always ready.
Because they didn't believe in Yahushua, his own brethren. You understand? They were part of the world. Read.
The world cannot hate you, but it hated me. But me it hateth.
Why would the Bible say that? Why would Yahushua say that? If he's so loved and everything, why? Because the true words of Yahushua are not what the world is teaching. If they go into the true words of Yahushua, they would hate him the same. So they made up a new character. You understand? And
7,
Jesus
7.
is this new guy.
John 7:7.
That, you know, he's supposed to be a reflection of Yahushua, of Christ, but he's okay with you going to church on Sunday. He's okay with you having Christmas. Okay, he's okay with you having Easter. That's Jesus. Okay, they put his name in the Bible and said, now this is the Son of the Most High. You understand? But that's nothing but a ploy to get you to go into what? The ways of the heathen nations. Read on.
The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it.
I testify of it, saying it's evil. That's why it would hate Yahushua. Read.
That the works thereof are evil.
And you know how the world, you show that the world hates Yahushua. You ask him what color. You ask him what question. I'm sorry. What color is he? What color was he? Why that matter? It don't matter. He could have been green like a alien. Why does that matter?
God, he's all colors.
He's all colors. He's the rainbow child.
Yeah.
Right? You ever seen a rainbow man? Rainbow Hebrew man? Nah. I ain't never seen one of those, and if I do, I'm gone. I'm gone. My brother.
I just want to
Right.
when I be saying things, job description, that don't matter neither.
Mhm.
Let's fax whoever you want to fax.
Right. It don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Right. So now when I put up this description, this drawing of what Christ would have looked like, when I put that up and it's black, they're offended at that. But it didn't matter a minute ago, right? All of a sudden now it matters.
Right.
Because they like the white one with the long hair,
Yeah.
the rock star look. They like that, right? But this guy now with the white hair, black, dark skin, they don't like that. You understand? So we have to use wisdom. We have to use wisdom. Read on.
Go ye up unto this feast. I go not up yet unto this feast, for my time is not yet full come. When he had said these words unto them, he abode still in Galilee.
Mm-hmm.
But when his brethren were gone up, then went he also up unto the feast, not openly, but as it were in secret.
And I came here to show you that Yahushua Christ kept the feast. He kept the feast. Then went he also unto the feast. Now it says not openly because why? They were trying to kill him. But nonetheless, he made the sacrifice and went up into the feast. Okay? But as it were in secret. As it were in secret. Now he did that because he had wisdom. He knew that he could not allow them to take him before his time. So he made the sacrifice. We have to make the sacrifice. Okay? And right now, you and I and everybody in this room, we're pretty much into the word, and we've been into the word for years, but I'm trying to show you, have a little bit of understanding when it comes to others that are new, of others that might fall weak. Don't just go jump down their throat. What the hell do you mean you're going to that house for some Christmas? Talking about you want some bean stew or you want some candied yams. No, candied lambs. I don't know.
Candy lamb might be
I
good
don't know
too.
about all that, right? You got to be a bit more sensitive and explain it to them. This is why you can't do that. But nonetheless, it says what? He went up into the feast. So the feasts weren't done away with during the time of Yahushua. It was still there. And even to this day, the feasts are here. The Sabbath is here. Okay? It's important for us to remember that. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 13. What are we supposed to do during the time of the feast? What are you supposed to do during the Day of Atonement when you're not necessarily eating or feasting? What are you supposed to do during the time of Tabernacles? Now, we live in homes. We're not living in the land of Israel like we used to, where we had our own home, our own land, and we could build our booth right there in the backyard, right? We're not living in those times anymore. What's supposed to be our attitude when it comes to the Feast of the Most High? Because it's important that we remember how the Most High wants us to greet him. Deuteronomy 16:13.
Read now to Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 13. Thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast.
Thou shalt rejoice in thy feast. Very important. Supposed to be full of gladness that the Most High has blessed us with all the increase. Okay, now don't confuse it with the fact that you're not, like I said, living on the land or needing the land the way we used to. He's still giving you increase, my brothers and sisters. Every time you get that check, every time you eat, okay, he's giving you increase. In other words, he's still blessing us. So we still have to show the Most High appreciation. We still have to what? Read verse 14 again.
And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast.
We still have to rejoice. I'm happy to be here tonight. And like a lot of you, I might not be feeling 100%. Like a lot of you, the body might not be fully up to it. Pains and pangs. Men don't have pangs, do they? Yes, they do. The Bible said that. Pains and pangs all over the place, right? Might have a little backache. I don't know why my back is hurting right now, but it is. I'll share that with you. Okay? But I'm happy to be here. I feel good. I feel elated because not only do I know the feast of the Most High, now my mindset and my thinking is, I'm so happy that he has taught me this. There are a billion Christians. Yes, there are even more than a billion, because a couple years ago it was a billion Catholics or Christians. They said now there's more, right? They all have this book. They don't all have that feeling where it says rejoice in the Most High's feast. Because when you talk about the Sabbath, now we ain't got to keep that Sabbath. Make all kind of excuses and get mad and get angry, right? They don't have the feeling of rejoicing. You and I, my brothers and sisters, we have to have that. And we should naturally have that. Read on.
Thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy
I
maidservant.
want you to stop right there. It says thou and thy son and thy daughter. And it goes on to say maidservant and so forth. But it might just be you. Okay? It might just be you and your whole house. Just you. It might be your son and your daughter. They might take joy in it, but it might just be you. It might just be you, and you still have to rejoice. Read on.
And the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates.
Go ahead.
7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Most High thy power, in the place which the Most High shall choose, because the Most High thy power shall bless thee in all thine increase.
In all thine increase. He shall bless thee in all thine increase. Health, of course, what you eat, sanity, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, okay? Just your whole overall attitude. Most High is going to bless you in all that you do, but you have to show him that you appreciate these blessings. Read.
And in all the works of thine hands, therefore thou shalt surely rejoice.
Thou shalt surely rejoice. Shalom. That's it.
Shalom. Shalom.
So let's continue.